So I was trying to do that thing of what really do I have a problem with then? At its essence, what is it that's bugging me about something? And so I started to walk through it, and one of the things is the idea that America has become, or America's rife with people that think cheating is the way things go. White men mostly, they're just handed everything. The men are just handed everything, or all the opportunities go to us guys. So that underhandedness, the rules, so we're literally doing evil, therefore becomes good. And that now that this is a staple of a good half of the Eurosphere world, to just do bad because they think that that's really what the rules are. And so fair play, this key part of the American dream, and really a society that it comes out of, especially the British, this idea of fair play. And like what you get from the traditions of common law that locals have found, if this is the best way that they do something, and that slowly that develops into larger and larger scale legal ramifications, but the legal structure being based on what works for the locals, that you trust your common man with some kind of reasonable, rational ability to see the ethics or moral arguments and weigh it all. It's gone. There's no more fair play. It's just people waiting until they could get their group together to fuck the other group. That's where we're at. It's just done. And we have the Democrats and the liberal white vote, especially, to thank for this, because they think everybody's cheating. They just think cheating is normal. There was never rules. There was never fair play. It was all just a veil. It's a very shtetl-headed way of thinking, ghettoized way of thinking. Makes sense they've embraced Marxism, because with Marxism you could then justify having such a structure of the world is really like that. People are really like that. And so what's interesting is something that hit me, that Jeremy, of all people, from Salty Cracker, just the other day, he was going through one of the stories where somebody gets chopped into pieces and, stuffed in luggage or something. Oh, or is the guy eating the human leg in LA, the homeless guy eating a human leg, and him being cited for taking the leg because he was evidence in a crime. So what he was cited for was removing evidence from a crime scene. He wasn't cited for trying to eat a human body part, which he did on camera. Like, you could hear the police telling the guy, "Hey, you, drop that leg," and the guy is munching on the fucking human leg, looking at the camera like, ha ha ha. Like, what? So the thing that now I'm like really Jeremy, then he goes, yeah, that's it, boys, Christ is king. Now I know this was because this was trending on, I found out later it was trending on Twitter, but one of the things I was thinking about with this was that it's finally, that's the order now, that now this has to be a fight of what's actually good against evil. And key to this is that the liberals, the progressives, the left, these are just people that they're always lying to you. They're always trying to get over on you. And especially they're trying to come up. They're come up artists and getting over on you. And their worldview is that they, in some way, have been done unfairly. They have to start from there. So from this morality of the cheated, oppressed. There is a term for it. I forget what it's, but it's like the morality of the aggrieved, the morality of the aggrieved. And so they're justified in kind of doing anything to everybody else because they're aggrieved. And they want to try to transfer this over onto the right, but the right's not. The right is literally just doing everything via the ballot box, completely fairly, and with also overwhelming support. That the changes that the right makes, they have to have overwhelming support in the vote, and they keep doing that. They keep pulling it off. They keep pulling enough people together that they have overwhelming support in the vote. The left has to use the tax money that comes from big corporations, and then the kind of people that actually bring home the bacon. And so that would be people who their lifestyle is more conservative. They go to work every day. They do like the kind of work that takes a lot of discipline, a lot of self-discipline and saving and planning over time and all that kind of stuff. So it's now this issue of you have to that the Republicans now have every reason to just have people who are staunchly libertarian in their economics and in their politics. No more war, no more welfare state, no more warfare state. They have no way of, there's no way back. It has to be that. Trump's people also are going to have to start getting that happening within his ranks. That he's going to have to start pulling in people that if it's going to be tough, but the federal state is absolutely going to have to shrink. You know, the federal government has to be shrunk down. Now we're finding out. So this is the beauty. Great. Let's get into a forgotten piece of history that now is in everybody's mouth. Gamergate 2. Everybody has seen how now this thing of the DHS is helping. They're helping people because you see there's so much extremism in the world of online gaming. So we all need to pay money so that these people can spy on us in video games. We know that a lot of these organizations that are supposed to be diversifying games, this is something that for some reason the government has to throw money at too, or be somewhat in some way, shape, or form involved in. Now, the thing is, though, are you really sure about that? Oh, well, yeah, because you see, now they're starting to talk too much. They're starting to brag about what they're trying to do. As they're bragging about what they're trying to do, I'm like, wait a second, I could have sworn I've heard these words before. This is making me remember what was found at the end of the rainbow with Gamergate 1. And I forget whose video this was, but it was brilliant. The dude went combing through all the metadata, and by the end of it, he finds some kind of DARPA program that has to do with the combination of education and video games. So I remember at one point thinking, it sure is fascinating that a bunch of sort of quasi-moderate YouTubers that specialized in some area, like say a totally benevolent one, Tier Zoo. Tier Zoo apparently is on some type of app, paid for app that's an education app. So one, I think there's an aspect of money that went into that realm of it, studying the efficacy of long distance learning and autodidactics, and autodidacts. But the other part of it is, then what can you squeeze in there that makes people, makes boys want to cut their cocks off. Maybe you should take more estrogen. How do I make you think that that is scientific? Do you know what would help you? Estrogen. Yeah, bro, that's what you need. Oh, yeah. So that I remember. So now I was just remembering from recently. What one of these Gamergate 2 people were talking about is that they were really talking about at some point educating people through games. And I'm like, got it. So, and then you look at what were these people making? They were making, Queer Life Simulator. Because one of the saddest things about the present generation of the sexually liberated chunkies and weirdos is that they can't act. They don't really know how to have charm and how to date. They don't really know how to do that. Yeah, not really. And also because they refuse to look good. They absolutely refuse to do what it takes to be sexually attracted to the opposite, to potential mates. And so now this attempt to use the government to just make everybody behave a certain way. There's the right is shedding people who think that this could work. We're even seeing these people now openly, like we are these Republicans who, like George Bush, were fundamentally in almost every way Democrats. No, we just want a giant state that kicks the shit out of people. We like that. We're into that. We think America uses force justifiably no matter what at all times. They won't be really nationalist. They really won't be in almost any identifiable way, other than they kind of have this goofy, corny praise for the American values or something like that. It won't be that, oh, no, we're definitely cutting off immigration because then we will have a very finite work pool and it becomes therefore more valuable. And then we benefit, we make it beneficial for companies to keep people on and train them. It's like we make it such that if you could prove that you're training people, you could write that off of your taxes. Or quite a number of companies that are small just don't get taxed anymore, period. A whole range of businesses that are the things that you need to, like glaciers and stuff like that. You just don't tax them because they have to buy things that are already taxed. They have to do all these, they're already paying inordinate amounts of taxes. To run their business. So something that really now is going to come is there's going to be these people that it comes down to they can't survive without there being a super mega state that supports their existence. There's going to be too many populations that this becomes really clear that's really what's going on. Or that they really, at the deep down, they do really think, no, America should use force against other countries to get what we want. That they genuinely think that. And more, I think this is going to become very clear that, like, oh, no, this person really thinks that the best way of doing this is by making people do it with the military. And so America is fundamentally dividing at this point. And it's been very good that Donald Trump has made everybody really identify, people have to start coming clean. The masks are coming off of everybody now. Candace Owens and the Christ is King controversy is making masks come off. Now people are sitting there, it's like, no, the way we want an apology, the way we will accept an apology is with these words, and you have to say them like this. And I have to believe you mean it, or else you're an anti-Semite. Otherwise, you hate all Jews if you don't say these words exactly the way I want you to. And everybody saw it. Like, that was, he has no idea, like, how he ruined any future, like, anything. Like everybody's perspective on that, and across the red pill based end of the culture. They're like, bro, you know, you really are trying to make her say exactly what the words you want her to say. Like, oh my gosh, like, they're really like that. And it's becoming that kind of thing more and more and more. No matter what categorical group, more and more, there's too many people are coming away. Oh my gosh, they really are like that. This isn't just a stereotype. They really are like that, is what's happening now. And the aggrieved parties of the world they're going to have to deal with that. Yeah, no, at some point you will just simply be dismissed as, oh, one of those ridiculous, one of you all. And it's going to be hard as that comes, because it's just going to be people haven't actually run into this in about a generation, that there'll be like places you'll go that there'll be sort of like a subculture, or people dressed a certain way or something, and they won't acknowledge you exist. Like 70s through 90s California, there was still subculture and cultures that were insular, that they don't deal with outsiders. And they weren't unfriendly. You just weren't there. They acted like you weren't there physically. Because you didn't matter to them. They were interested in their group, what they did. If you insulted them, it was fast. And everybody, there was a respect then among men. Just don't insult each other. It became real simple. And everybody gave as good as they got, because it was a different era of time. And it wasn't good, but that's coming back. It's going to come back. You're starting to see it. Now you're seeing it with the vigilantes ejecting the squatters. That's gonna grow. And this whole idea, like, there's going to be like, politicians are saying, wagging their finger, but it's going to become this thing of, okay, well, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see you stop us. And it's going to become that. Oh, what are the police going to come and you're going to stop us? Oh boy, can't wait to see you attempt that. And yeah, and that's real. I mean, like, that really is how that's going to go, because this has happened in American history before. That people are like, the law won't defend me, I'm going to defend myself. And yeah, so we'll see how far this spirals out of control. I'm thinking that this is going to, we have yet to see, even with this bridge collapse and stuff like this, oh no, worse is coming. Unexpected worse is coming. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's not good. How'd that even happen? There's something happening to the outside of the building here that I'm like, shit. They will have to do that wall, so we might have people working on our walls. That'll be interesting to see. All right. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.